Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to be talking about, gender dysphoria, and specifically what I'm talking about on what is going to happen is one is, oh, what is happening to it specifically, and then addressing some of my opinions, obviously, on what could potentially not happen, and hopefully, obviously, it doesn't happen in this instance, so that way we can get some more reprieve. Alright, so let's get right into the article. Gender dysphoria covered by disability law, federal court rules. A federal ruling that gender dysphoria is covered by the Americans with Disabilities Act could help block concerted political efforts to restrict access to gender-affirming care, advocates and experts say. The panel of the Fourth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals last week became the first federal appellate court in the country to find that the 1990 landmark federal law protects transgender people who experience anguish and other symptoms as a result of the disparity between their assigned sex and their gender identity. The ruling could become a powerful tool to challenge legislation restricting access to medical care and other accommodations for transgender people, including employment and government benefits, advocates said. It's a very important and positive ruling to increase people's access to gender-affirming care, said Rodrigo Hang-Layton, executive director of the National Center for Transgender Equality. The ruling is binding in the states covered by the Richmond-based Fourth Circuit, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia, but will inevitably be cited in cases in other states, said Kevin Berry, a law professor at Quinnipiac University. The decision came in the case of a transgender woman who sued the Fairfax County Sheriff in Virginia for housing her in a jail with men. The decision is not limited to transgender people challenging jail policies, but also applies broadly to all areas of society covered by disability rights laws, including employment, government benefits, and services and public accommodations. Okay, let me explain this to you people. The decision is not limited to the transgender. Okay. The decision came in the case of a transgender woman who sued the Fairfax County Sheriff in Virginia for housing her in a jail with men. Okay, that's because you are obviously a biological man, and you just want to go and have sex or rape women, or I guess you could say grape women in this instance, because what other reason why you wouldn't go there? Exactly. Because if we want to really think about it and we go back to exactly what's been going on in the society, right? And specifically what we would see here, well, we're going to go and think about this person specifically here. Because by this, and we're going to see exactly what happened. So, exactly what we see here is that, you remember what we're talking about this here, guys? Well, this is a problem because, look, trans woman raped 14 times by inmates and staff in men's prison speaks her truth about nightmare existence. So, is this what we really want? Exactly. Because all we're going to do is just have all these women all these biological women getting raped, and then obviously the men that are, women, or that are biologically men, are going to go rape the women in the actual cells. They had to move this person from one cell from one jail to an actual other jail that is male, because the woman was raped, and then another one specifically was got pregnant, by the way. So if we think about this, and then we go to here, where we also go to say, incarcerated transgender woman, Demi Minor, impregnates 2 inmates at New Jersey prison. These are the things that are happening. So obviously this is going to be a huge fucking problem if we have an issue. Obviously, this is the reason why this person wants to go into jail with women. So he can go and potentially do this or rape them. That's the real case. That's the real thing. And it doesn't really take that much effort to find out exactly why they want to do this. It's the same thing with this whole trans community or whatever. I want to say trans community in general, but these people that are these child grabbers would want to go and infiltrate or have fun with, or talk to children because they want to go and groom or rape children. That's why. It's not that hard to find out. There's plenty of evidence to support that claim, and there's plenty of evidence to support exactly why this person wants to go in the jail with women rather than men. It wouldn't be very hard for a biological man to take over a woman and rape them. Sorry, it just wouldn't be that difficult for him. So that's the reason why they would want that to happen. But I digress. I guess it's completely okay, right? I guess we can just completely just rape women because that's okay, and we can obviously just allow fucking just all this BS to just come out and happen because that's okay. The society is fucked, and we need to fix the society, and unfortunately, it's going to take a while. The decision to destigmatize a health condition, gender dysphoria, and it says that Congress did in 1990 wasn't okay, Barry said. The sheriff's office did not respond to phone messages seeking comment. Some Republican leaders who have led efforts to limit access to transition treatment for youth have been labeled as a form of child abuse, as it should be. Texas Governor Abbott, the Sierra Forest Senate, ordered the state's child welfare agency to investigate reports of gender-affirming care for children as abuse, as they should. A new rule in Florida restricts Medicaid coverage for gender dysphoria treatments for youth and adults, as they should again. The state health agency previously released a report stating that the puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and sex reassignment surgery have not been proven safe or effective in treating gender dysphoria. Not wrong. Definitely not wrong. And Florida Ron DeSantis, who was widely touted as potential 24th Republican presidential candidate, which I God hope he is, recently tweeted that children should not be able to take puberty blockers or mutilate their body by getting a sex change. 100% agree. But leading medical entities contradict those positions, saying what was said. Yeah, well, not really, because there's not really any kind of proof that really contradict that stuff at all, because I don't see any of it. So that's where we stand. But here's the thing with this transgender disability law. This all depends on when this has to go and take place, right? So that's the first thing. If the Republicans win in November with taking over the House and the Senate, then this bill or this law will not go through. It will get blocked and negated immediately without having to go through to the president or anything whatsoever. So there you have it. So that will go through. And then what Tim Pool actively said, and which I would maybe agree, only because Biden would be president, is that the whole law that Major Taylor Greene, which I know we just talked a video about her roasting her, that she put that legislation so that it will ban children from having to give a sex change, etc., and all that stuff, right? So I would agree that would all happen, but I'm only concerned about mostly the law that Major Taylor Greene proposed, not because I hate her, because I don't hate her, I just hate what she did yesterday that caused this kind of form of not liking the First Amendment because of what happened to her, and she deserved to get roasted, and harshly, because I think they're only going to learn through harsh words, not through being babied like a child. So, that being said, despite what she said about that in the First Amendment and all that other BS, I agree with her legislation in that fact that it is good. However, if we have President Joe Biden as a president still, and they put that type of legislation in place, I don't, and especially right now with the House full with Democrats, the Senate, and the House full with Democrats, that bill won't ever see the light of day. Now, if we have maybe the full Republican board, the Senate, and I would say the House, then yes, that law will probably go through, but probably will be immediately blocked by Biden, which I maybe would have the final say. So that being said, I don't exactly see on how that would go through because, well, yeah, it would bypass. It would get past all that other stuff, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would get through. Get through the president. So that's where I see. But if they play their cards right, and this rule obviously doesn't go. If this rule obviously gets into if Republicans take the House and Senate, then the gender dysphoria thing will not go through. And the legislation, if they play this right as well, and maybe during 2024, 2025, give or take, then they can get that legislation passed, and this whole thing will be behind us, and we won't have to worry about it. But until then, we have issues, and we're going to have to deal with it until that time comes. Remember, these things have to be planned and done correctly. If we don't do them correctly, we can lose everything, and then we're going to have a huge problem on our hands with the kids and all this other stuff. So we have to play our games and our cards correctly. But if we do, I think we can do it. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.